Have you ever had one of those aha light bulb moments? I had one. Okay, so from the last video that I shared with everyone, it was kind of an announcement slash update video on my updated, let's say, Slag figure for Animated, the Transformers Animated line. And I started to talk about at the end of the video where I was going to be working on Snarl Proper next, right? And I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do it. I was concerned about the tail. I wasn't overly happy with the shape of the existing Snarl Triceratops figure because that shape is unique to itself, and I didn't want it to look the same, and I also didn't want it to just look like a beefed up or differentiated Triceratops, at least not to the point where it was too close. And I was just messing around with the figure, and I was looking at the pictures online, and I was noticing something very specific. And I'll throw up a couple pictures to kind of compare the two, but I want to at least share with you what I've noticed. Okay, so for the Triceratops, okay, the body shape that I have or that I've noticed is like this, right? And you got the legs. So I'm just going to do this very basic, right? You've got a hump here. You've got the leg situation there, right? And then you got the big crest and the horns, and this isn't show and tell. Anyway, this is kind of the shape. Whereas the Stegosaurus, you've got the head, and then it raises up, and then it's got this like sweep look like that, right? And then you've got the legs here, right? So it's got more of that, I don't know, more of a this, and then you got the spikes here raised up. The tail is very high off the ground, and then the plates, right? So what I wanted to do, and like I said, I'll show you some pictures to kind of get an idea. But I had this moment where I was just toying with this Triceratops, looking at it, saying, okay, what can I do with the tail? What can I do with the legs? You know, how do I make this happen? So I started taking it apart, right? That's what I always do. I take it apart, look at it, see how it works, and then I reached a point where when I took the head off, things started to become clear. I'm looking at the shape. I'm going to move this off to the side for now. So I'm looking at the shape here, and it's got that Triceratops shape, right? Well, you remove the head, and I'm going to just jump right into it and then explain how I arrived at it. Check this out. Okay, now, don't freak out yet. This tail, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower it back down so it's going to be at that type of angle. Okay? So it's going to be kind of like the Stegosaurus look, where the spikes are sticking up almost like a defense mode. But right here, I mean, the little crotch piece actually looks just like a Stegosaurus head almost. Right? It's got the neck piece, it's got an articulation point, right? All I did here is flip it over. Right? There's the Triceratops, just like this. Flip it over. Okay? I flipped this arm and this arm, put it on either side of the peg. Okay? I flipped pegs. I took this here, I unscrewed here and here, swapped them, and then remember how we talked about what makes the legs taller and shorter by the twist? So I twist, bring it down, and then you've got this like almost natural look to it. Now of course I'm going to get this all secured, right? You got this natural look to the arms now here, right? So now you got the extra transformation element of flipping the guy over. So now, for my figure here, for Slag, the front became the back. Or the other way around too, right? The back became the front. Where in this particular case, the top becomes the bottom for the dinosaur mode, and then it's going to swap. And then I'm going to have a plate piece. I'm going to extend this up, hide all of this garbage, all this nonsense. Like I said, that tail's going to come down, and then when it goes into robot mode, right? We're going to have a similar, yes, we're going to have a similar issue here with the feet being the wrong angle, okay? Because I want it to stay extended. Now, I could twist it back over, and then I've got the right direction. But I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to have a short stumpy. I haven't decided what I'm going to do there yet for this guy. If I do it, I might just split it here this time and just rotate the toe, because I do like the idea of the heel being the toe, because that's so reminiscent of the figures from the G1, right? The gold toe. So that's what I'm thinking on the legs, right? And then this piece will just go ahead and plug right in the top of the head. This, I'll cut this out, this little detail here, thicken it up, put a hinge in here, and make this be the mouth for the dinosaur mode. I think that'll work nicely. Now, the arms, okay, the arms are going to pose a bit of a problem. One, because they're now backwards, right? So I'm going to have to do the same thing here. They're going to have to twist again. I'll flip the hands, so they'll twist here, flip the hands. I might be getting rid of these pads here on both here. I don't know yet, but I think look at the shape of this, right? What's that look like? Looks like the perfect shape for the Stegosaurus plate, right? So if this is even going to stay, I don't want it clashing with the others. I don't want it to be the opposite direction. So I might swap this one with this, or flip it around so that it's facing the right way for the Stegosaurus. But anyway, here's part of the problem, right? Right here. See how far back his arm is now? I could create another post here, but I don't think I want to do that, because the integrity of that post in this area could be quite weak. And how this thing twists, you can see here. Let me get this out of the way. You can see how it's more in line there. So if I put the post here, up here, it's going to rotate in the wrong spot. If I put the post in the center, it's going to rotate around the right post, but it's still an integrity thing. So because I have to move this tail back anyway at the angle, let's see, since the tail is going to be furred out this way, so it's going to be like a V shape right here. So the tail, if the tail is going to be let's see, the tail is currently like this. Here's the body, okay? This is exaggerated. In order to lower this down to here a little bit, right, I'm going to have to put a V-shaped block of some kind right in this area to fur that out. And so when the tail rotates, this V shape is now going to be up here. That'll get the clearance for the arms, which are now further back, right? So once I do that, and now the arms are going to be, let's see, now the arms will be back further. It's going to create that space here. So it's going to give that illusion as if the body is just a thicker body. Okay. I'm still haven't decided yet. I still may put the post in here. I don't know. If I can get the integrity out of this area, if I can thicken this up and put the post in there, I might just do it that way. And then the head, if the arms are not going to be in line with the head anymore, like right here, since the arms are in line with the head a little bit more, it doesn't look like it's too far forward. But if they're this way, the head's going to be way too far forward compared to the shoulders. So this head's going to have to slide back, which I'm okay with. It's just I don't want the body to look too thick. I think it looks okay with the chest puffed out right here. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I mean, I just thought, oh my gosh, this is it, right? This is the starting point for the Stegosaurus, and it makes complete sense, right? I mean, what do you guys think? I think I've cracked it. I really, really do. I don't know. Let's see. Obviously, this is just not put together solidly yet, right? So it's a little wonky still. But who knows? Maybe if I do create that new peg in the back on the arms, then when I do that, it's gonna bring out the haunches, you know, out back here, right? It's gonna widen up these hips in the back, which might actually be helpful to further differentiate it from the Slag mold, right? Or the Slag custom that I did. Because on this one, the front arms, or front legs are out wider because I lengthened the legs. So, I mean, I think this is it. And what's really kind of cool here is that if done right, I mean, there's going to be a lot of modification on this still. There really is. It looks like he's a skunk pooping in the air right now or spraying, but I will lower that tail. But if done right, you know, this could be almost like a tutorial type of thing to create a Snarl figure. I mean, what do you think? So, sorry, I came at you kind of fast with this, but I was just so excited once I cracked the code, and I had to share it right away as soon as I figured it out. And I'm so excited now because I have my plan. There's still a lot of unknowns, still a lot of question marks, and it's probably going to take a few months to get it done, the build. But I'm going to start cutting tonight and start making that tail, because as soon as I get that tail down to the right angle, and that's the best part, right? I totally forgot to tell you this. The best part, the reason why this tail sticking up is perfect, because if you remember, that's how the tail opens up. If the spikes are on top, up here, then when it opens up, so it'll still twist in robot because the head's still up here, right? But I'm just showing it to you as an example. This tail, sitting right where it is, opens up, and the spikes are on the top, and the plates are on the top. That's exactly the problem I talked about in the last video, that I was like, well, maybe I'll split the tail here, but then it'll have it facing forward, and it'll have a flat on the front as opposed to the round. But now, this is like the best of all worlds, and it's staring me right in the face. Figuratively and literally, it's looking at me like, here's your shape, without doing any major modification, just by flipping legs around and making the upside down again. And oh, that excites me so much. And I know that sounds weird, but when things like that happen and the engineer in me comes out just over something so stupid like this, I geek out over it. So I hope you are as excited as I am. Sorry there's no edits or any real fun things going on or any funny things. Those are saved for the other videos. But I don't know. This has just got me. Oh, it's got me excited. I'm so pumped. Please join me on this journey again. And like I said, I've got some unboxing videos and hopefully maybe a review coming. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm just excited in general.
Go on. Go on. Go.
Did you think the Did you think the screen froze?